classification of sewing techniques. First is hand sewing. Hand sewing is a traditional way of stitching with just a needle and thread. It's great for small repairs and adding fine details. Next one is embroidery. Embroidery is a decorative technique that uses stitches to make designs on fabric. It can be done by hand or machine. The next one is quilting. Quilting involves sewing layers of fabric together with padding in between. It's often used for making thick, warm items like quilts. The next one is serger sewing. Serger sewing uses a special machine to create professional edges by trimming and sewing at the same time, which prevents fraying. And now let's move on to pattern making. Pattern making is where we create templates to cut fabric pieces for a garment based on the design and measurements. The next one is alteration. Alterations are adjustments made to improve the fit of a garment, like shortening hems or taking in seams. And the last one for classification of sewing is fashion sewing. This focuses on designing stylish garments that reflect current trends. It allows for creativity with colors, fabrics, and designs. Now let's move on to the body measurement for men and women apparels. As for the men's chest, it measures around the widest part of the chest just under the arms. This ensures shirts and jackets fit comfortably across the chest. As for the waist, it measures around the middle at the level of the belly button. This helps pants fit properly around the waist. As for the hips, it measures around the widest part of the hips. It ensures pants fit well around the hip area. And for the inseam, it measures from the inside of the leg, from the crotch to the ankle. This makes sure pants are the right length. Now let's move on to the women's measurements. As for the bust, it measures around the fullest part of the chest. This helps tops and dresses fit nicely across the chest. Next is waist. It measures around the narrowest part of the waist. This makes sure clothes fit well around the middle. As for the hips, it measures around the widest part of the hips. This ensures skirts and pants fit comfortably around the lower body. And lastly is length. It measures from the top of the shoulder down to where the dress should end. This helps get the right dress length, whether short or long. Now, there are points to remember in taking body measurements. First is use the right tools. A flexible tape measure is best for taking body measurements because it can wrap around curves smoothly, giving more accurate results. Using this tool helps make sure the garment will fit properly. Second is stand straight. Standing up straight while taking measurements is important for accuracy. Slouching or leaning can change the measurements, so standing naturally helps get the right fit. And for the third one is wear fitted clothing. It's helpful to wear light, fitted clothes when taking measurements, as this avoids adding extra inches that might come from bulky clothing. Fitted clothes allow for more precise measurements close to the body. The fourth one is get help. Having someone assist you makes it easier, especially for hard-to-reach areas like the back. They can help keep the tape straight and avoid measurement errors. And lastly is record measurements. Write down each measurement right after taking it. This avoids confusion and helps ensure you have the exact numbers you need for creating or adjusting garments. Now, let's move on to the personal measurement record. What is a personal measurement record? A personal measurement record is where we document measurements like bust, waist, and hips. It's a reference that ensures accuracy and saves time on future projects. That wraps up our overview of dressmaking essentials. Understanding these tools, techniques, and measurements is the foundation for creating well-fitted, professional-looking garments. We hope this gives you a clear starting point for your dressmaking journey. Thanks for watching.